Good morning, Wendy, Spanish Crafter here. I'd like to show you the tutorial that I talked about in my last video of making scrunched up poinsettias. Now for this, they turn out like this, all scrunched up, very effective. This has been sprayed with eyes ink. Sprays like this one, set of 3 I bought. They make it all sparkle, and there's a copper, a gold and a silver. This one has been sprayed with the silver. This one has been sprayed with the gold, as has this one, and this one has been sprayed with the silver. Catches the light there. And for the poinsettias, I'm using John Next Door's die set, which is JNDCC017, and that comes, or you can buy the matching stamp set as well, which is great if you want to ink up and then cut out. They're so easy to use, these. John came up with a brilliant idea when he came up with this. So you don't have to stamp for this. You just cut them out, and that's how they come out. So you just peel that off, and they always cut brilliantly. Pop them all out of the die, and that's what you end up with. And the 6, is it 6? Yeah, 6 to the 1 cut, 1 pass through the machine, and you'll get 6. So that's how they pop out. And then when they do pop out, this is what you get. I've cut loads out of here, and this morning I've sat and sprayed and scrunched up a set of each ones. So I'll just show you those. They end up like little spiders. See? Yeah. So I've done them in white. This is 300 GSM card, which is quite thick, but it works better with a thicker card and not a thin one. This card's from a paper pad or a card pad by Hunky Dory. I bought this thinking it was patterned paper, but it turns out it's just plain white. And the maroon ones are from a cheap pad that I bought in a shop over here in Spain. And can you see it's got a white core? So as you scrunch it and ink it, it gets a bit white, but it doesn't really matter because they're going to be inked up anyway. So let's go ahead and show you what I do. So we'll get 1 full set, and I'll use a white set. So let's just move those out of the way. And you need a little spritzer bottle, and I just spread them out on my worktop. Just move these out of the way. This is a 1 poinsettia that I'd heat embossed with gold, so you know, with the stamp set that comes, so that looks quite effective as well. I used these an awful lot last year on my Christmas cards and Christmas tags. They look great. That's a tag. I've just stuck one of the smaller ones on. The ribbons from Crafty Ribbons, as I'm on their design team, and I just made a little tag with some Christmas paper, Christmas wrapping paper I think it was. So that's how they come out. So let's just spritz these, and I'll show you how it works. Let's just spritz, turn them over. You have to make sure that it's quite soaked in. You don't want it too wet that they fall apart, but you want it wet enough that they are going to crinkle up. So just give it a few seconds to sink into the card. Then to crunch it up, you need, because it's quite narrow here. I did used to use a set of dies from Creative Expressions, but this bit here was too narrow, so it kept pulling away and breaking off. So then you get something round, curl it round, then literally get your nails on the edge of the card and scrunch. Yeah? Then move on to the next one and scrunch. This doesn't help today because I've broke my thumbnail right down there. But that's my nails. I'm afraid they don't do very good. I just can't grow my nails nice and long. They always snap, flake off, split right down. And I won't have acrylic nails. I don't like them. So, and that's what you do. And then you can either dry that with your heat gun or just leave it to dry. When I did my samples yesterday, I did use my heat gun. But over here, they dry in no time at all. Because it's going to be another hot day today. The sun is shining through the front. You may be able to hear the traffic going by as we live on well, it's the main road through the village. So at this time of the morning, it's quite busy up till about 10 o'clock. Well, we're an hour ahead of the UK here, so it's probably 9 o'clock there, people going to work. So that's what you end up with. So once they're dry, do all 6, and I use either 2 or 3 petals per flower. Then the ones I've done this morning, let me just move this into view and move these because I've sorted them all into sets. Move those. Okay, with your mouse mat and the end of the embossing tool, before you just sort of spread out the crinkles a little bit by hand. Be careful that you don't want to rip the petal off, but then it doesn't really matter if you do because you can always glue it back on. Then on the reverse of the petal, you just press down with your embossing tool or your ball tool and scrunch it out. Well, pull out the scrunches a little bit. And you do the same on all of them. I learnt this technique years ago when I went to, we used to have a craft shop called Ollie Doodles, and she closed down. But we used to go there, and with John that used to live next door, and we went to a class there, and she taught us this technique, which I just loved. With poinsettias, I just think it looks great. Obviously, if you're posting your cards, they do stand out a bit, so it makes the card a bit fatter. But I just think it's great. Right, before, I've got 3 there, the 3 largest pieces. Oh no, that's the next largest down, so just do that one quickly. And then I just ink up, and because it's scrunched up, it makes it nice and uneven, if you know what I mean. So let's just get I'm using little miniatures of barn door. This one is Distress ink. So just ink it round. Don't have to be perfect in any way at all. And then you can do them any colour. Yesterday I did a turquoise one. Any colour at all. I know poinsettias are red, but they do have white ones as well with interspersed white and green leaves. I do love poinsettias, but I can't keep plants here. I don't know why. I used to love my garden when I lived in England, but things don't work out here for me for some reason. Right, while that's still, I'm going to put them on my paper and I'm going to spray them with my eyes ink. So I'll give it a good shake and just give them a quick spritz. You don't need a massive amount for it to take effect. I don't know if you can see the shine on there, possibly. Is it coming into focus. Yeah, a little bit there. Then you just literally layer them up once that's dried. Layer them up, obviously largest on the bottom, then the next one, then the next one. And I put a pearl in the middle of mine, quite a big pearl, and that is it. I just think they look so lovely. And thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I'm building my subbies slowly but surely. Thank you all. Thank you for all your lovely kind comments again. And I will think of something else to show you, hopefully a little bit different, but I get so much inspiration from YouTube and Facebook, and I'll put the links below to my Facebook page, Wendy's Crafty Crafts, and also my blog. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.